Well, hi there, fellow gardeners.
Leon, we had a question in reference to growing trees in the tubs, and they ask, after a while, will not the roots become root bound in your even a 20-gallon or a 25-gallon tub?
Yes, eventually they will, sorry to say. Now, we've put some fruit trees in 20-gallon containers, as you know, trying to figure this out, how we can grow these small trees and not let them get huge, humongous trees, that's 12, 15 foot across. We're trying to work on these a little bit and grow them kind of just a small 4 to 5 foot head on the top of it. And yes, eventually that root system in that container will get root bound in there, sad to say. And if you're wanting to try to keep that fruit tree on for many, many years, then you probably need to take it out of that container after 4 or 5 years and prune them roots back some. You got to prune your top back to match it and then put it in either a bigger container or out in the ground. Of course, the way this weather's getting, it's we can't hardly make fruit outside. And so that's what we're trying to work with, see what we can do. Yes, you can put them in the ground in these high tunnels, but they're going to get so huge, you have to keep pruning and keep pruning and pruning to keep them down to where you can maintain them in that house. As you know, you've seen my video on the figs. I put them in the 275-gallon totes, and we've had them in there. Well, we had them in the red containers, 20-gallon containers for 3 years. Then we put them in the 275-gallon tote for 2 more years. They're still doing fine, but they're getting huge. We're going to have to cut them back some. We think we still got 3 or 4 more years in there, in that tub, and then we're going to have to kind of cut that tub down the side, get a backhoe, and put them in the ground somewhere and let them make a big tree and do the best we can. But it's dangerous growing them outside now with the weather like it is. We have freezing right late into the spring, and then when in the fall, because it doesn't hurt you in the fall for it to freeze early on your fruit trees in October or September. Well, October, I'm sorry, not the middle of October. But it doesn't do it any good where it ain't acclimated. Now, if we have 100-degree weather up until right before the week before we have a hard freeze, then yes, it's gonna damage your fruit trees some too. They're not acclimated to the cold weather. So we're getting extremes on this weather, and it's giving us a problem. We're gonna have problems growing unless we get them in high tunnels.
If you prune the fruit trees that's in the tubs, if you trim the roots and you trim the top, they will still live if you put them right back in the
You can, yes, you can put them in there. It's I know there's going to be a lot of orchard growers going to frown on me saying this. I mean, you can do it and get by with it. That's just not the proper way to grow a fruit tree. The proper way was to put it out and let it get huge. Of course, nowadays some of these orchard people are learning to grow these fruit trees in a tightly planted spacing and just let the tree make a small head straight up and harvest a lot of fruit off of these rows like that. There's still a lot of work to be done. Research is still out there going on. So we can't tell you exactly what all is going on with these, but they are making some fruit trees that are tightly spaced. I'm talking about 2 to 3 foot apart in the row. Now the tree won't get big where it's crowded like that, but it will grow and make a lot of fruit. I think they call this fruit, these apples and pears, spur apples and spur pears, if I'm not mistaken. They make on the spur instead of out on the ends of the limb. Okay. Punch the button, ring the bell, and subscribe, and we'll get after another video. Thank you.